Hold on, you guys. I forget to hit the face button. So, when I heard about this story of this little boy who's 5 years old named Michael Vaughan, it just never left me. It's not very difficult to understand the story. Brandy Neal, married to Tyler, had a couple little ones, not even in school yet. Michael was only 5, and there was the baby. Normal home, loving home. Brandy gets up, goes to work, kisses Michael and the baby goodbye, and tells the others in the home goodbye, goes to work, and the mom's at work. Around 4 o'clock, she calls in on her break to talk to the family, and Michael, who's also very lovingly called Monkey by everybody, even the family says, call him Monkey. So Monkey's playing video games, and it's all a good day. Tyler later goes to change the baby's diaper. Michael is in the backyard playing. Unfortunately, Michael wanders off at 5 years old in flip-flops, low shorts, and I think it was a Minecraft shirt. Correct me if I'm wrong. This just 6 weeks after Summer Wells, also 5. A very, very different story completely. Disappeared as well. Neither have been found. But this mother was at work, and I believe it was around a little after 7. I think she said 7:04. That this loving mother got a call from her husband, who is yelling, "Monkey! Michael!" and frantically explaining to her, who is at work, that he can't find Michael. She came home immediately. And ever since then, Brandy has lived in a nightmare that she doesn't get the opportunity to ever wake up from, because Michael's never been seen again. He was seen that night in the evening after 6 on door cams wandering around. I'm not sure why this happened, but at a different time, a neighbor claimed that Michael had come to the door and asked if he would play with him. Will you play with me? Anyway, this woman went on TikTok named Stacy Wandra. And she had a husband named Stacy. And in her TikToks, JLR also noticed from his channel that she had missing posters up on her fridge. And there were other things that were quite weird. But a tip gets called in on her, on Sandra, who only lives a few blocks away. Not just any tip, but that Michael's remains would be found buried in her backyard. So, we're still trying to find that. They dug up her backyard, and the dogs did hit, but they did not find Michael. However, they did claim to find evidence that Michael's remains had been there. Now, they weren't able to, and I don't know the details of this part, but it's all a mess in the legal system. She's serving an unrelated sentence to Michael now. She's in prison. She's made claims such as, God told me who did this to Michael. And then now they're playing each other back and forth, because now Stacy, the husband's been arrested. Now, that's not all. There are 2 other individuals that live in the home that aren't related to these 2. And they appear to be much younger and not of the same, you wouldn't see all these four and go, oh yeah, they look like they're a group of friends. It's really bizarre. So I'm going to try to bring you up to speed, but first, let's take a little moment to say hello to everyone. Let me get chat on the board. Am I doing this right? Tell me. So if after I share all this with you, if you're into pulling cards, and that means tarot, some of you aren't, that's perfectly fine. But if you are, I invite you to continue over with me. We're going to 1111 Crime Story, our second channel. We're doing a members live, but we're going to be sharing that with the public. So you'll be able to watch it live as it's happening. But our Moonies deserve a thank you for supporting the community. It helps us stay alive and be able to do these things for everybody. And so we're going to give them the honor of having control of chat. That way their voice gets heard and so forth. And while I pull the cards, just so you know, I also teach tarot a little bit from a true crime perspective. So if that is your thing, be sure and stick around. There won't be a thumbnail this time because it's a members live chat, but you'll be able to get it in the details below and jump over. So let's get on the board here. Here's what's happened. So I told you that Stacy, the male, and Sandra, the female, the couple, have been arrested, right? I'm not sure of all the charges, and it's certainly not up to date, but here's the deal. Stacy, the male, decides to turn like state's evident witness. I'm thinking get like a lighter sentence if he turns on Sandra and tells what he knows. And he claims to know exactly where Monkey's remains were in the backyard. None of this is known to anybody. We just know a tip came in and they dug the backyard. However, the mother gets a friend to act on her behalf to FOIA documents, Freedom of Information Act, do some requests. And in that accidentally not related to the Freedom Act is this video of Stacy, the male, confessing with his own mouth, telling detectives where Sandra was burying this child. And so the mother has had this for a while. This is a case where if ever you want to know what an innocent parent looks like, look at Brandy, okay? All right? She purposely has released this so that this case don't go cold. She's asking you to put that pressure on after you see this to get this boy found. Whatever we need to do to be able to allow this family the respect of laying their child to rest properly. All right. So this is heavy. This is a beautiful 5-year-old. Michael's like any 5-year-old kid. There are little videos of him and Brandy baking cookies. This is a good family. This is a loving family. They adored this kid. And monsters have stole the opportunity for this child to experience that loving family and for that loving family to experience seeing Michael grow up. So I'm going to try to give you little snippets here that'll bring us up to speed quite quickly. But I want to say hello to everybody. And again, thank you to my mods. Thank you, Phil Hassop, for joining us. Teresa, Prime Candy, Cordster, the Doom Piper, Kelly M. All right, my loves, let's get over. We're going to watch this. This is heartbreaking. This was the first Christmas. Now, everything got done. Drones, helicopters, dogs. I mean, the neighborhood, the community tried to find this boy. So this is the first Christmas of 2021 after he just went missing.
But what she is really looking for is a clue to what happened to her son.
I don't even know how to explain how you do it every day, how you keep going, but you can't give up, you have to try.
Michael Vaughan has been reported missing since July 27th. Brandy was at her job that day, and Michael's father, Tyler Vaughan, was watching the kids. She was scheduled to work until 9 that night. She got a call at 7:04 p.m.
Tyler said he couldn't find Michael. He was screaming because
Whoops,
somebody
sorry
has to
guys,
realize that he
sorry.
may have died. We didn't leave. Saw me and
Hold on.
I froze at the moment. My coworker saw me and it's like, go. And I ran, I grabbed my purse and I drove as fast as I could here.
Pulling into her neighborhood that night, she saw police and neighbors everywhere, shouting and searching for Michael.
It's a blur because it was all so much, but there were people still out in the fields at 4 o'clock in the morning, community members, because we didn't leave outside for months.
Although Brandy describes Michael as a friendly and curious boy, she says he rarely wandered off outside by himself. And the few times he did, it was never farther than the end of their street.
The feeling was that he may have wandered, but I didn't believe that.
Today, what do you think?
I believe my son has been abducted. I believe somebody took him.
Not a second goes by Brandy does not think about Michael. Even those few moments she's enjoying time with her family or watching her other kids' activities at school, she said she feels some guilt.
There was some jokes made and I got very emotional. And my beautiful daughter, Mama, it's okay not to live in sadness all the time. Like, she told me that she's like, it's not good for us to live in sadness all the time. And she's right. And she said, it's not that you're not thinking about him and we're not thinking about him, but we gotta try, Mama. I said, okay.
While she tries to live in the present more, her desire to find Michael stays just as strong. She continues to ask everyone to continue to share Michael's story.
Because somebody has to know something. Somebody has to have seen something. And you just try to keep pushing forward.
Brandy and her family thank everyone who has been there for them throughout the past few months, and she says they continue working with the Fruitland Police Department, who, she says, at this time has become more like family to her. And Mark and Kim, getting Michael's name and picture out there nationwide is what she's working to accomplish. And anyone with any information, again, is asked to contact the Fruitland Police Department.
So, that was even back then, and Brandy has not missed a step or a beat. She has been out there on talk shows, she's done call-ins, she works with the police, she puts every effort to finding Michael, including releasing information. So, let me see what time it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump over to this. So, this is about Sandra. So I wanted you to see what Sandra looks like. She made TikTok videos. She was all like this almost religious fanatic all of a sudden. So, to see somebody go from like, just doing normal things to all of a sudden somebody goes missing in the neighborhood and all of a sudden they're like God fanatical I mean, like, God knows everything. God's going to save me from this, and God's going to help us. And it just got, you knew something snapped, but you couldn't quite tell what it was. Well, let me go ahead and show you the 4 people they suspect has abducted Michael. So these are the 4 suspects, and it goes on to say, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff speaks during a press conference at Fruitland City Hall on Friday. Now, this is way back when. Police named 3 additional suspects in the case of missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan. Pictured clockwise from top left are suspects Stacy Wandra of Fruitland, Adrian Lucen of Toledo, Ohio, Brandon Shirtliff of Kuna, and Stacy Wandra, who is Sarah's husband. Sarah was arrested last month and is the only one to date to be charged in connection to the case. However, is being held on unrelated federal charges in the Washington County Jail. Now, I do think she did get some charges as time progressed. But let's go ahead and let's listen to an update, okay? All right.
Saturday marks 3 years since Fruitland boy Michael Vaughan disappeared near his home. I'm your neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis with the new images investigators hope will help bring him home.
Everybody came and helped, people with their drones and helicopters and you name it. We were out, everyone was out looking.
Fruitland mom Kara Burke remembers the day 3 years ago when 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was reported missing.
The fact that it's still technically an ongoing investigation, as a parent, that would be really hard.
She joined search crews as they scoured surrounding areas looking for the little boy lovingly called Monkey, who still hasn't been found. As the search enters its 3rd year, police are hoping a new age progression picture will help bring him home. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children releasing a new image of what Michael Vaughan would look like now at 8 years old. Michael's mom shared a statement to mark his birthday last month, writing in part, quote, "This is the 3rd birthday Michael hasn't been home. Today we are celebrating the day Michael brought joy and love into this world. So our family will have his favorite chocolate cake, and his baby sister is going to open his presents for him."
Nobody forgets. We just keep moving forward.
Kara is holding out hope that Michael might be out there, somewhere safe. For the family's sake, she prays he'll come back home.
And even though time goes by, that's what we're going to continue to pray for. So, yeah.
If you
So, Michael's case had become kind of lost and everything, and we're not seeing results. There's still no Michael. And so the mother decided that FOIA clip that she got, which there's 2 parts, Clutch the Pearls. Thank you, Justin. Released it. And so credit go to him and to Michael's mom for pushing and getting people back on track with his case to apply the awareness from the public and demand justice and find this boy, because they've got the people. Why don't we have the answer? What needs to happen? Let's listen to this little update here. This, I believe, is from today. No. This is back in July. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. This one. So this was from 2 days ago. And this kind of gives you the idea, the scoop, if you will. It's also trigger warning. Like, get the goat for real. Trigger warning. This suspect is going to be on the phone in the video, and he is going to be telling the police that are in the backyard where the body of Monkey had been buried. And this is what the mother got in her FOIA request. Well, it would have been the friend that requested it for her.
Continues in the disappearance for Michael Vaughan, the boy who went missing in 2021. In body camera footage uploaded on YouTube, one of the suspects in the disappearance claimed he knew where Michael's body was buried. Let's bring in Abby Wilt now. Abby,
Now, the reason I chose Abby Witt is because her broadcast from KTVB, there had been already her interview with Stacy Wandra, where he denied everything early on. So her covering this case is showing both sides of what we were being told. And look how this man absolutely changes everything about him. Like, it almost doesn't even feel like you watched one part of the interview where it's in the beginning, and he doesn't even look like the same human. And his words and attitude and mannerisms change, and it's just completely alarming. But the reason I chose this interview is because she does the comparison throughout the entire interview of asking the same, asking the question and then showing what he's doing. So here you go.
that footage contradicts what was told to KTVB nearly a year ago.
Hunter, that's right. Stacy Wandra interviewed with KTVB and said he had no connection to the case and no clue who Michael even was. That contradicts what he told detectives in newly released footage, where he says he watched Michael's body be buried in his backyard. For the first time, we're seeing Stacy Wandra give conflicting information about his possible connection to 5-year-old Michael Vaughan's disappearance. In 2022, Stacy told detectives via FaceTime where to find Michael's body in his backyard after claiming he watched his wife, Sarah, bury Michael there.
Give me an approximate time frame it took her to dig and bury.
I don't know, I'd say probably between a half hour to an hour-ish.
Put yourself in Brandy Neal's position when this video showed up and she had no knowledge of it. And she didn't know what it was going to show. As you listen to this, think of being the mother or the father, because Tyler had to hear it too. This is family of Michael, of Monkey, that are sharing with you their pain that they're going through, begging you for help, because this had to be a last resort, because the police did not want this out there. But she's going to do what needs to be done to keep the pressure on, to keep, here I'm talking behind the thing again, to keep Monkey's name out there. This is a mother that truly cares. I will always use Brandy Neal if I'm comparing to, if I need to see how a real innocent mother behaves. Comparing Candace Well is a joke. Two different worlds. Think of Katie in Sebastian's case, right? How she behaves for, and you could be like, well, no, it's all different personalities. Some people are shy, some people, let me tell you something, you can tell that Brandy is not enjoying being on camera at all during any of her interviews. It's painful, it's horrific, but her urgency to find her son outweighs her insecurities, her worries, her care. She don't care what you say. You make a bad comment about Brandy, she ain't got time for it. She is getting posters ready. She's doing interviews and she's trying to find this child. She also is working to make a difference in other people's lives while doing this by spreading awareness. So when we watch this, please be kind in chat. She could be watching this. But also think of what she was going through when this landed in her lap.
Over a year later, in January of 2024, he told KTVB he knew nothing about Michael's disappearance and wasn't even home when Michael went missing.
I just know that I wasn't around for any of it.
In the body camera footage recorded by police, he says he saw Michael's body.
It should be a garbage bag.
Okay, what color is the garbage bag?
It would either be white or black. We only had 2 colors.
Is the duct tape still going to be over his mouth?
They should be.
Okay.
I didn't watch take them off.
Okay.
So you should have everything intact as it was.
Another glaring contradiction between the two interviews. Stacy claimed he didn't even know who Michael was at the time of his disappearance.
Like I said, I've never even heard of this kid. I've never seen this kid. Never knew anything about him.
Now the police footage shows him guiding them to where he says Michael's body was buried.
It was. I think it was a little bit closer in than the sprinkler. Where was it at? Right there.
Yeah, you can see it out there tomorrow.
Yeah. No, so it would have been a little closer in. No.
He sounds like he's directing you where he left the garden hose. No feeling, no attachment, nothing. You know why he's giving this information out instead of keeping it secret? Because he wants to talk to his mother. And there's some disconnect between him and his mom. Maybe his mother was like, you tell him what you know or I'll never talk to you again. I don't know. I just know that right after he does all this, he's like, I just want to talk to my mom. And I know before that, he was asking them all. How do I get back a hold of my mom? It's all about his mom. And he even says a number of times, I just need to talk to my mom again. I need communication. So,
Not like right on the edge of the fence. Like I said, that's the place that I know that he was being buried. Was that the first place I directed to?
In the KTVB interview last year, Stacy had no recollection of Michael's body anywhere near his yard.
Can you think of any time that his body would have been buried there and then moved? Does anything stand out to you?
Not at all. They were saying that he was buried by the shed. Makes absolutely no sense. There's been no dig marks. There's no trench marks. There's nothing. The ground was a complete grassed area.
To police, he had all the details.
If that's all the crap she's giving you, just that he's the one that dug the hole. But she's not giving you any specifics. I can give.
okay. We need to take into account that this man has a hard time walking because of his debilitating weight. He is not going to be digging the hole to bury this child. That's one point. Number 2, he says, I can give you all the details. So, I don't know who out of the 2 or out of the 4 did this, but in just the disconnection he's having and talking about how he knows all the details, it almost makes me wonder if he partook of the crime itself and she was like, oh, okay, I'm now religious, I'm going to bury this child. I don't know. I'm not trying to give her an excuse, but it's like she went nuts. She's now not okay mentally. They even had to see if she was mentally able to. And I mean, it was well before she was even mentioned she was going weird. Like, she turned weird and started, like, confessing to God all her sins, and it was weird. And I'm not sure. But I thought I'd bring that up. But listen to him like he's ordering a loaf of bread or something, I'll take 2 loaves. Over there on the shelf. On the right, closer to the shed. So cold.
Give you the specifics.
However, he told us he had no idea why police would even think he knew details.
Were you involved in the disappearance of Michael Vaughan?
No.
Why do police think you were?
I have no idea.
And there's still a lot of questions about this case and ultimately where Michael is. His body still has not been found. Police say they're still working tirelessly to bring justice to little Michael. Stacy is currently in federal custody after violating conditions of his supervised release. He's one of the 4 suspects in the case.
Now, I want to bring up something. The wording that the interviewer asked was, do you have any involvement in the disappearance of Michael Vaughan, right? So he could technically say no if he did something harmful but left the child there and then somebody moved the body out away and covered it up. He could be like, I didn't touch the kid. I didn't move the child. I would have preferred if the person had said, did you ever bring harm or have any, ask one question, then the other. You got him sitting there. But I don't know. I could be just picking it apart. But the fact is, this video's now out. It took a lot of stamina for the mother to put this out there because now Brandy stays on top of the case and she's going to have to see this everywhere. But again, her urgency to find her missing child shows that she puts this child first above her own emotions. Utmost respect.
And we do know one of those suspects made contact with the Fruitland Police Department yesterday.
So on the 15th of January, a suspect has made connection to the police department. So Brandy may have stirred the pot a little bit here to talk because he goes on to say when they can't find Monkey's body in the backyard, he goes on to say, well, then they may have moved it when I wasn't there. But if they did, I would go look in Brandon's yard. And that's one of these people. Whoever Brandon is, that's the yard they need to be digging up next.
This body camera footage was released.
Yeah, Abby, thank you. And in response to the body camera footage being linked, the Fruitland police released the following statement. In part, quote, "We want to clarify that the video was inadvertently made public in 2023 following a public records request to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, where Stacy Wandra was being held at the time," end quote. The department says both Fruitland Police and the Payette County Prosecutor's Office are not responsible for the release of the footage.
A kind way of saying that the mother sat on this footage till the last possible moment and now is desperately trying to get everybody to help her put pressure on the system and the powers that be to get the answers. So I'm going to come over to top side. We're going to get back over here to Michael's little face. How's everybody doing? What time is it? Oh my goodness, we've only got a few more minutes. Now, if you do want to pull cards, I am going to try to pull some cards just to see what comes out in Monkey's case over on our other channel. And I invite you to do that with us. Hi, Callie Dime. They did. Ellie went to Tina's house, Brenda's mom. Tina stated the dogs hit on her leaky toilet. Oh, wow. Ocean Deep 24 says, I've learned to understand cases and listen before I speak. Thank you, dear. Matthew Reeds has hats off to Brandy, Michael's mother, for wanting this known to get justice. Absolutely. Have they checked Brandon's yard? Allegedly, yes. Clock says 333. I don't know why that's important, but that has been happening to me. And my 1111s for the last few days, we've been seeing 333. So maybe that means that there's something magical in the case going to happen so that we can get justice started for this child and family. I ask you to get Michael's face out there however you choose to do that. Whether you just make your own post or you share this video or a different, whatever you do, I appreciate you for helping try to find Michael. I love Minecraft, and the two kids that loved Minecraft that I would love them to be found so that they could play again are Sebastian Rogers and Michael Vaughan. Both boys loved Minecraft. And I'm obsessed with Minecraft. I build villages from scratch where you have to get every Lego earned. But it's so cool. And I know they're not Legos, but that's the best way for an analogy. But this is a little bitty boy that's absolutely gorgeous. Blonde hair, blue eyes, 3.5 foot tall. A whole 40 pounds maybe, and little flip-flops, a t-shirt, and a little Minecraft shirt. Just goes missing on a normal afternoon in a neighborhood. You know, I guarantee you every day of Brandy's life, she probably has that moment where she just has that flicker of pain of wanting to rewind the clock and change one thing, right? So if you're a parent of little ones, keep your eyes, no shade to nobody, just keep your eyes physically on your children when they are outside playing. That is so important. The world is not a safe, beautiful place where children innocently can run around safely all over the neighborhood. So please be aware of your neighbors. Get to know them so that you know if they're keeping an eye on your kid or not. You know what I'm saying? All right, my lovelies. Ned Muse says 333 is an angel number meaning positivity, growth, good communication, good luck, and creativity. That is beautiful. We're going to end right there on that note. We had 333 in chat too. All right, that means it. I love you. I hope that you'll help me on this case. Every time there's new information on these missing kid cases that I have worked, I'm going to be bringing the updates. That's just what we need to do because we can't leave them back behind. When there's new information, we've got to get it out there. They cannot be forgotten. So with that, I pray for justice, whatever that is, and I pray that Monkey gets brought home to this beautiful family. All right, my lovelies, with that, let's get our ultra out the door. And I thank you, I kindly, humbly thank you for all your support of our beautiful channel as it grows. Oh, I was supposed to show you our little jump over. Link will be down below. All right, love you guys. Bye for now.